2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No.
G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. Big shout out to the sponsors of the channel, my boy Fast Classic. His mixtape is in the description box. It is absolutely free. Definitely give him a download, give him a listen. And my boy Matt, definitely check his apparel out on IG at We All From. Now, hot topic has been Gervonta Tank Davis, especially on this channel, because there's been a lot of back and forth in terms of a possible pay-per-view between Gervonta Tank Davis and Tevin Farmer. Obviously, that fight is off of the table, especially as a pay-per-view fight. Looks like both of these guys are going in different directions, and there was a lot of debating about whether Tevin Farmer should have took the $2 million offer from Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions for him to do a pay-per-view fight with Tank Davis. And, you know, I'm going to do a video on whether Tevin Farmer could make $2 million in one night without Tank Davis' name. And I'm definitely going to drop that video probably tomorrow, because I think that's an interesting question. But with Gervonta Tank Davis, there's a lot of pressure on him to step up the competition. And the only reason people are even mentioning Gervonta Tank Davis in pay-per-view is because Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions actually bought it up for the Tevin Farmer fight. Now, do I think that's a pay-per-view fight? No. Is Tank Davis ready for pay-per-view? No. Is Tevin Farmer ready for pay-per-view? No. Should that fight have been on the Zone? No. Even though the Zone was offering Gervonta Tank Davis $5 million, at the end of the day, no, I don't think it should be on the Zone. I think that's a fight that would be great on Fox as a main event. Like, if Fox could get that fight, or if Showtime could get that fight as a main event, that would be a great fight. But people are trying to throw Gervonta Tank Davis into this pay-per-view space, and Gervonta Tank Davis is not ready to be in that pay-per-view space. Now, I'm going to give you guys this disclaimer before I get started, okay? Because I know how you guys are quick to jump in the comment section on certain things I say. Now, what I'm going to explain in this video is how Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions should proceed in trying to make Gervonta Tank Davis a legitimate superstar, pay-per-view star, okay? Possibly a cash cow. Okay, I'm not explaining what we want as hardcore boxing fans. I'm not explaining what would be the best fights for him in terms of competition. This is strictly a blueprint, a guideline that I think that Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions should follow to make Gervonta Tank Davis that pay-per-view star that they're hoping for him to be. All right, so now that I have that out there, I'm going to get started. Gervonta Tank Davis was at the Baltimore Ravens' first home game for the NFL season, and he got a major ovation at the Baltimore Ravens game before that game started. And you don't see that often. Like, you don't see that often. Like, you see a lot of boxers, they might throw the first pitch out at a baseball game and all of that, and they'll get a little bit of an applause, but it really don't mean that much. But they put Gervonta Tank Davis up on the Jumbotron and showed some clips of him, and then when they showed him actually on the field, like, the crowd went crazy. Like, he got a nice ass ovation in his hometown of Baltimore. That tells me that he gets a lot of love in Baltimore. So if I'm Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions, the first thing that I do is make sure each fight that he has for the next year and a half is at home, Baltimore. I would say possibly his next 2 fights, possibly 3, should be at home. And again, this is building the Gervonta Tank Davis brand so he can become a pay-per-view star. Now, next 2-3 fights are going to be at home in Baltimore. All right. Next thing, you want to put Gervonta Tank Davis up against guys that have a name but are going to present him an opportunity to look great. Okay. Now, Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions has been doing this with Tank Davis, but it's just been with guys without a name. Now it's time for Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions to actually set up things for Tank Davis with that same concept, but with guys with a name. Okay? Now, the first person that Tank Davis can fight and fight at home is Yuriorkis Gamboa. You can say what you want about Yuriorkis Gamboa. Some people think he's over the hill. Some people think he's a bum. Some people think he's just washed up. You might be right. But that still doesn't change the fact that Yuriorkis Gamboa is a name. He is a name, number one. Number two, he is skilled. He is skilled. And number three, he was the co-main event for Tank Davis in his homecoming fight that he just had. So the Baltimore crowd would be familiar with Yuriorkis Gamboa. He has a name. And people will come out to see that fight because they will want to see how well Yuriorkis Gamboa can do. And no matter how long it's been, people remember Yuriorkis Gamboa from the Terrence Crawford fight. Now, that's the fight that put Terrence Crawford on the map, but that is also the fight that Yuriorkis Gamboa was up 4 rounds to nothing after the first 4 rounds. Facts. That would be the first fight I would line up if I was Mayweather in Mayweather Promotions. Okay? Second thing I would do, once again, with the theme of Tank Davis being at home. Okay? What I would do is I would get him just another fight. Just another fight against another guy with a name at 135. Just somebody with a name. And I would look at maybe like a Richard Comey or something like that. Let's just say he loses to Teofimo Lopez and loses his title, and Richard Comey is out there. That's a fight that can happen at 135. That's a fight that can happen. And that's another name, but that's another opportunity for him to look great. Because I think he would beat Richard Comey, but he would struggle in that fight, but I think he would pull it out. And he would pull it out in spectacular fashion. That would be the second type of a fight that I would look for Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, those are 2 fights that he would get at home. 2 fights at home, right? In Baltimore. Building the hometown brand up, building the hometown name. The money should look good because he's going to pack the place. And now Gervonta Tank Davis has beat 2 people with names. Like, they're not on nobody's pound for pound list, but they're 2 guys with names. And you want to build a habit of him fighting guys with names and have some ability. So after he fights a Yuriorkis Gamboa and let's just say a Richard Comey, even if you want to get dangerous, and put him up against like a Robert Easter or something like that. Like, Robert Easter ain't got nothing popping right now. Even if you want to put him up against a Robert Easter, even with the height differential, I think he beats Robert Easter. Even with the height difference, I think he beats Robert Easter Jr. I think Gervonta Tank Davis is that good. So, Yuriorkis Gamboa, Richard Comey, Robert Bunny Easter. Any of those combinations of the 3. Or he could fight all 3. All of them at home. Now you got the money rolling in. He got hometown fights under his belt. His popularity is building with the hardcore fans because now he's fighting guys with names. Now, at that point, now you want to step it up. Now, at that point, you want to look for a guy that's has a name, and on top of that can like really, really, really fight. So for example, let's just say like a Leo Santa Cruz. You want to take a fight maybe in Vegas. Take 1 fight in Vegas against like a Leo Santa Cruz type fighter. Or hell, even let's just say a Gary Russell. Let's say Gary Russell Jr. wants to come out to 135. He fights Gary Russell Jr. in Vegas. Now you would think, oh, well, they should do that at home. Yeah, he could do that at home. But you want to branch him out. Like, you still gradually have to move Tank Davis along because he haven't fought no competition yet. So now, since he had the hometown fights, now you want to get him back in Vegas. Give him a nice size, crowd and a good fight in Vegas. Tank Davis, Gary Russell in Vegas. That could work. Or Gary Russell, Leo Santa Cruz. That could work. But it got to be in Vegas after he do the hometown fights. So he does a 1 fight in Vegas on top of the Baltimore fights. And at that point, he should have enough credibility with the hardcore boxing fans. Then he should have more casual fan appeal, just overall public appeal. And then at that point, he would be ready for a pay-per-view fight, possibly against a Lomachenko, or even if they want to put the Tevin Farmer fight on later on down the line and they want to do that, it would make better sense down the line because Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions would have put the leg work in to build his name up to get him to that pay-per-view status. Right now, he's just not there. So the formula will be 2 fights or possibly 3 fights. His next 2 fights, possibly 3 at home. 1 fight after that in Vegas, all against names. All against names. They don't have to be the best in the world, but names that we recognize and that can give him some different looks in the ring, but he can end it by looking spectacular. He followed that formula 3 fights down the road, 4 fights down the road, I think he'll be ready for a pay-per-view where you can look for him to sell like some of the other greats have sold. 250, 300, 350,000 in their first pay-per-view. Tank Davis can get there, but Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions got to pick the right opponents, and they got to start him out at home. Then branch him out to Vegas, and then I think he'll be ready. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.